Hey everyone and welcome back to Haste Kitchen. Following on from my festive theme, I'm going to show you how to do a really easy but so beautiful sausage, apricot, cranberry and almond stuffing. You're going to glaze that off in the oven. It's going to go all sticky and lovely and caramelised on top, or you can stuff it straight in your turkey if you want. Christmas doesn't have to be stressful, so you can do this in 2 days in advance if you want, and that means that when you get to Christmas Day you can relax a little bit, and it's all just about oven timings. When's it going to go in the oven? When's it going to come out in the oven? And that's it. Right, so first up for our stuffing, we're going to get ourselves an onion, slice that down the ends, across the middle, and just literally just do that into little tiny sections. With the onion, it's always best to just sweat that off slightly first of all. Get a pan up to heat. Pop them in a pan, and you're going to lightly fry them off. So once they're cooked off, you can just literally just put them to the side in a bowl and let them cool off. So the ingredients are really simple. We've got a handful of sage, a handful of parsley. We've got orange just for the zest. We've got 60 grams of cranberries and 60 grams of apricots. We've got about 75 grams of almonds, 250 grams of sausage meat, and about 75 to 100 grams of dried gluten-free breadcrumbs. With this type of cooking, it's kind of best just to sort of play about as you add things. So I'm just going to add the sausage meat first of all, and then we've got the almonds. Now almonds themselves, you don't want them in a hole, so you want to chop them up. If you've got a food processor, give them a quick blitz. My onion's cool, so that can go in. The reason you cooled that off, obvious reasons, it will start to cook the sausage otherwise. As I say, this is going to go in the fridge the day before, so you don't want anything partially cooked. If you're doing a turkey, this sort of stuffing's perfect just to stuff inside it. We're going to roughly cut our almonds. They can go in. You can swap the almonds out. If you don't like almonds, you can use chestnuts. You know, you don't get better than chestnuts for Christmas. I just couldn't find any today, so I'm using almonds. We're going to grab our cranberries, just add them in. Now with the apricots, you don't really want them whole, so I'm just going to chop them up lightly as well. Just add them in. I'm going to season, just a little bit of salt and pepper, not too much. And we've got all that sweetness coming out of there from the apricots and the cranberries. So basically when that starts to roast off in the oven, it's going to caramelise and give it that lovely little sticky glaze. Sage. I'm going to use the whole of this, and I'm just going to literally roughly chop it straight away. As soon as you chop sage, it starts to smell like Christmas. You've got that lovely sort of stuffing smell. That can go in, and a little bit of parsley. Get your parsley, mix that through, and you're going to take your orange, just lightly grate that, making sure you get all that orange in there, and you start bringing those ingredients together. Once that's roughly mixed in with the hands. At the moment, that's obviously going to be too much of a wet mix. We're going to start adding the breadcrumbs. Now usually, as I say, about 75 to 100 grams of these is perfect. However, depending on your meat content of your sausage, you might use more, you might use less. Just going to try and get it to the right sort of consistency. As that starts pulling together, you're looking at the meat to be something like that. Just like a proper stuffing little ball. So there's no excuse for buying packet crap anymore. That takes 10 minutes to make, and it's going to be so much more rewarding on Christmas Day, or your Sunday roast, whenever you're going to have this. It's going to be so much more rewarding when you get a good quality stuffing. Right, that's coming together perfectly. Now we're just going to mould that into shapes. So it's up to you. You can do this in a whole dish and just lay it flat, something like this. I actually like them as little individual pieces. So I'm going to roll them up, keep them a little bit more rustic. So in our household on Christmas Day, it's usually an all-day affair. So for instance, we'll eat our roast at about 1, 2 o'clock, and then we'll eat that roast again, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, throughout the whole of the day. I'm just usually coming back as a always and just picking little bits from the kitchen. So these, cold, are lovely. So they can go into a preheated oven at about 220 Celsius for about 30 to 35 minutes. Now, with everything with a Christmas dinner, think about timings. So that can go in, for instance, with the last things. So that can go in there with the cauliflower cheese, for instance, for that last little cook-off. Then your Yorkshire puddings, then serve up. So 220 Celsius, 30 minutes. Just gonna grab myself a little spatula and pick individual ones of those up. They are little balls of Christmas, right there. See the little cranberries, all glazed, all sticky, where the caramelisation comes out. How good do they look? They smell incredible as well. So pop a little bit of parsley on top. And that is your Christmas stuffing. Get recreating this one. If you enjoy it, comment down below. Tell everyone about the channel. Get subscribing. I shall see you next week. Cheers then. Bye bye.